Room 214, a roadside motel off Route 2 in Massachusetts. My desk is covered in 1850s engineering blueprints and the state coroner reports for the Hoosac Tunnel. The state calls it an engineering marvel. I call it a crime scene. But to understand the blood on these ledgers, I need to take you back to the start of the dig. 1867. Boston is bleeding money. They are losing a massive trade war to New York's Erie Canal, cut off from the wealthy western markets by the Berkshire Mountains. To save their ports, the railroad tycoons make a desperate, wildly expensive gamble. Blast a 5-mile hole straight through the solid rock of Hoosac Mountain. To speed things up, they dig 1,000-foot vertical drop straight down, the central shaft. The locals called it the Bloody Pit. Imagine being 19 years old. You aren't planning for the future. You're standing at the bottom of a 1,000-foot pit in the pitch black, handling experimental nitroglycerin, a chemical so unstable it could vaporize you if the temperature shifts. You're just praying the iron cable hoisting tons of rock directly above your head doesn't snap. The state traded young blood for speed, keeping the exact death toll quiet to appease investors. Then comes the October fire. It wasn't an act of God. It was a cheap, careless mistake. To keep the dig running through the night, the state used a highly volatile naphtha gas system to light the surface buildings. A worker carelessly refilled a tank near an open lantern flame. The fumes ignited. The surface headframe explodes into an inferno. The massive iron hoisting cables snap, sending burning timber, twisted metal, and a waterfall of fire free-falling 1,000 feet straight down onto 13 young miners trapped below. The pit immediately begins to flood. The official story? The state claimed the men suffocated immediately from the smoke. A tragic, unavoidable accident against an unforgiving mountain. A highly economical assumption for a state-sponsored railroad that was already millions over budget. Because when they finally drained the bottom of that flooded shaft a year later, the instant suffocation theory fell completely apart. To survive the rising flood, the trapped miners built a makeshift wooden raft out of the burnt debris. When reviewing the surface of that raft, you find organized tally marks carved into the wood. They didn't die when the state said they did. They survived the fire. They floated in the pitch black on freezing water, carving notches into the oak. The state didn't abandon the rescue effort because they thought the men were dead. They abandoned it because deploying massive water pumps and staging a deep earth rescue would bankrupt the project. They sealed the shaft and let it flood. Who benefits from this? The railroad tycoons. A dead miner is a tragic write-off. A complicated rescue is a financial disaster. Why should you care about a collapsed tunnel from a century ago? Because history books still sell this as a story of human triumph. But the physical evidence proves it was a calculated execution by a corporate ledger. If you want to know what historic lies they're hiding in your state next, hit that subscribe button. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think those 13 men were carving notches to track the hours or the days? Drop your thoughts below.